There are powers on Earth too hidden to be seen, and conspiracies too vast to comprehend. For years, the world has seen fact distorted, reality manipulated, and the truth concealed. Join the Pierre Sebac Podcast to uncover the real meanings behind ancient aliens and their symbolism.
Hi, this is Pierre Sebac, unlocking the keys to the mysteries. Now today I thought I would talk about the Ishim, which are Adamic angels. And we've been talking about angels quite a lot recently, so I thought I would actually look at the Adamic aspect of angels. And it's very interesting because if we look at the angels, we can see that there are different grades or different variations of angels. So for example, we see that there is the seraphim, Seraph, which is a serpent, which refers to the non-human angels. They're often represented with Serapha, which is fire. They are the watchers. Seraph and Sopheth, which is a watcher or a shining one. And then we have the cherubim. The cherubim are the proto-human angels. But in addition, we also have the Ishim, which are the Adamic angels, and they are distinct from the cherubim. And I want to just try and highlight why the Ishim are distinct from the cherubim. So in order for us to do this, we'll go back into the etymologies first of all, and we will try and ascertain who and what the Ishim are. Now, the appellation Ishim, it's coming from the plural noun Ish, which is a man. So essentially, Ishim means men. Now, in Judaism, the lowest order of angels, which is detailed within angelology, and if you're unsure what angelology means, please refer to my video, which is all, I've got a video on angelology, so please refer back to that. But essentially, within angelology, there are gradings of angels, and the Ishim are the lowest order. Now, the Ishim appear within the Apocrypha, and they also appear within the book of Daniel as well. And they are said to be man-like in their appearance. Now, according to the Kabbalah, which is the ancient Jewish tradition, the teachings within the Kabbalah say that the Ishim they're described as beautiful souls of just men. And now this is a codified reference to the Judaic priesthood, because we see that the term just men is really denominational of the Hebrew word tzaddik, which is part of the Sadducees. The terminology tzaddik means just or righteous. Now this is a political party within Judaism. The Sadducees there were two political parties, the Sadducees and the Pharisees. So the tzaddiks were closely aligned to the priesthood, because the political system and the religious system within the Judaic system were one and the same. Now, archaically, the Ishim, they can be viewed therefore as Adamic angels. So they're Homo sapien. They are one who are born from a boat, but they have been planted on the earth, and so we see in many respects that there is this similarity, if you like, between the saints as well, because within the saints are said to originate from a divine offspring. So we're seeing that there are some comparisons within occult symbolism. And the Ishim, therefore, are the same as modern humans. They can be understood or viewed to be the same as the Adamic man, or they can be viewed to be the same as Homo sapiens. Now, esoteric, the Ishim inform sections of the Adamic priesthood. As I said before, within the Christian tradition, this would be linked into the saints. It's a progeny which is seeded throughout the world religion, so this is something which is found universal throughout all religions and are encoded within all the various symbolism. It's a secret fraternity, and we can say that the Ishim, therefore, are symbolized within the priesthood with the colour red, because there is this correlation between Adam and Adam, which is red. Again, we see that there's a relationship with Adama, the earth, and Machadim, which is Mars, because the Adamic line is linked astrologically, or is said to have originated from Mars. Before this, the proto-human originated from the Pleiades, and the symbolism suggests that the reconstruction of man took place within the Orion star constellation. But then there was this reseeding, or there was this seeding upon Mars, which then was conveyed to the moon and then to the Earth in this very complex astrological symbolism which we're finding throughout the fertility cults. So the Ishim, therefore, they are linked into secret cults, and they stylize themselves with the colour red. They are also very closely affiliated to the cherubim, which are the proto-human angels, and therefore the cherubim represent themselves with the colour orange or amber. Now, this is very interesting because the word amber, Keruba, which is amber, means electricity, but is linked into the cherubim. Carib, which is a ship or a vessel, in many respects could be viewed as being an electrical ship or an electrical vessel within the occult symbolism. But again, red and yellow is viewed as being light, and so those who are from heaven are the cherubim, which are viewed with the symbolism of orange. Now, the proto-human lineage, their symbolism is closely aligned to the Philosopher's Stone, which is the transmutation of humanity. It's aligned to alchemy, it's aligned to the idea of grafting and synthesizing bloodlines. So these are all common symbols which are aligned to the cherubim. Now, as I said before, the Ishim, they're very distinct from the cherubim because they're Adamic humans. These humans have been tweaked. The bloodline has been corrupted. This links into the corruption of the Anthropos. The cherubim being one of the original Anthropos races, which were paralleled to the star system of the Pleiades originally. Now, the Ishim, they are compatible sexually with both the seraphim and the cherubim. So in other words, they're compatible both with non-human angels and also the proto-human angels. Now, unlike the cherubim, the Ishim have been genetically, shall we say, changed slightly. They've been tweaked. Now, the reason for this was that the angels, after the war in heaven, Titanomachy, and the corruption of the Anthropos, they created the Adamic races, which were this conduit which would be sexually compatible both with the seraphim and also the cherubim. So the Adamic human is this vessel or this conduit in which this consciousness or spirit or soul or genetic information can actually be stored within this vessel or receptacle. So now the reason why the Adamic races were created was in order to create these hybridized races or grafted bloodlines or grafted races. I refer to them in my book Holographic Culture as stitched bloodlines, as woven bloodlines, as grafted bloodlines. So these terms are all interchangeable and are found within occult symbolism. Now, this goes back to the Covenant of Worlds, which again is symbolized with Orion, and this is why Orion is featured within Masonic symbolism and is very prominent. Again, it's found within the mythological accounts of the Nephilim as well, Nephilia, which is Orion. So that was essentially the War of the Worlds, or the War of the Titans, the Titanomachy. So essentially, if we're going to sum this up then, the Ishim, they're born of a boat, but they're Adamic human which are born of a boat. They correspond with sections of the priesthood. They also correspond with sections within Christian symbolism or theology with the saints. Okay, if you've enjoyed this video, then please check out my other videos. Related to this video is the cherubim, because the cherubim, as I've said, are very closely connected with the Ishim. So please check out the cherubim video as well. Right, thank you very much. Let's try and make this a better world. This is Pierre Sabak. Thank you.